Alright, thought I'd show you the Christmas present that I just bought for myself. It's a one of the new Bosch sliding miter saws, and I've been using this Evolution saw for several years now. I replaced that DeWalt saw that I had in my shop, the big 12-inch one, and this saw just does not give you cabinet quality cuts and stuff like that. It's more of a multi-cut saw, so I was watching on Amazon. They have an amazing deal going on now, and after watching it for a couple of years, I finally bought it. And the thing about buying from Amazon, you can see that box arrived without a single mark on it. Two guys dropped it off and delivered it, and zero damage. It's not like buying from Home Depot where you get a FedEx box with 7 holes in it. So let's just open it up and look at what's in there. A manual, and there's a clamp and just a bag and a knob for the swinging part of it. Really, packaged well. Everything really done good. See, lots of foam around it, stuff like that. And then the rest of the saw is down in the bottom. And let's pick it out now, but I will tell you this saw is fairly heavy. I'm guessing it's a good between 60 and 70 pounds when you go to pick it up. It's it's not a lightweight saw. So let's get this out of the box and take a quick look at it. Alright, arrived perfect condition, you can see. They did put lots of pieces of styrofoam in different movements there to keep things from moving during shipment. But as you'll see in a little while, this thing just didn't come set up quite right from the factory. But I'm just digging this stuff out here. And the one thing I immediately notice is just how smooth everything feels on it. It just, they call it a glide saw, and boy, the movement just glides, no shakes or anything else. Now, the reason I went with this one is because it takes a lot less room than a standard saw. Let's see, there's the old Evolution. That was about 38.5 inches deep with a much, smaller cut. And here's this one. Overall depth of it is about 33.5. So you got, 5 inches less, and you got a much bigger saw with a much wider cut. So, big difference. And it did come with a cold down clamp. I'm just going to cut a piece of walnut here to try it. And I only have the dust collection bag on it, as you'll see. But really a nice, smooth, easy to use saw. It just glides through the wood. But the one thing you can hear, I don't know if you heard it or not, is that blade that came with it is not that great. It kind of rings when you put on the brake. You hear it, kind of ring like a bell. But I'm going to fix that. And immediately I notice it's not 100% properly set up from the factory. That miter, the angle of it is off somewhat. And also the angle that way is a little bit off. So let's get this over on the bench with wheels. Anything now that I add to my shop has to be on wheels, and has to be a 1-to-1 replacement for what goes out, has to be what comes in. So I'm just going to mount this over on the cart I had the other saw on, so I can roll it around. And that is such a smooth, nice, tight feeling on that. And I just decided to use some of the pre-drilled holes in the base that they make for mounting it to a saw stand to actually just screw it down here. I'm just going to put 4 screws, and just can't put them too tight because they crush the rubber feet if you do. Now I got a 14-inch wide piece of laminate MDF here, and it just supposed to cut 14 inches, but it looks like it would have to be up on about a 1/2-inch spacer to make it fully. And one thing I did notice is that I am getting a really perfectly straight cut, which is what I was worried, because I had originally thought about the Makita, and I heard about them having bearing problems where the cut wanders on them. So this saw does do a perfectly straight cut, but just that little front corner on the 14-inch wide board doesn't get it, so you'd have to put a spacer on it. And again, another nice straight cut, but it's definitely not exactly 90. But you could see, yeah, it's off, you can see there, but you could see how poor the sawdust collection is just using the bag that comes with it. So it looks like it's gonna have to start making some adjustments, trying to square this up. Looks like both directions need to be adjusted up, and you can see it's got some run out there on the blade. It's also got a very wide insert on the base here too. I'm gonna have to make a zero clearance for it, but that's it. I just figured I hadn't really played with this adjustment here, so let's just make sure it locks in there good. Make sure it's all locked perfect before we go too far here. And it does have a very nice positive lock on it. And it looks like that didn't really make any difference whatsoever. So I think it was locked right in there. Okay, now that tighten. Let's try this again. So now it's time. I'm just going to try to do one more cut to get the, about the final amount. I've got to adjust it here. And you can see it does do a really beautiful, nice cut. The blade's not the best, and I will be doing another video once I do get this fully adjusted and a new blade on it, just to show you what it's capable of. But there again, you can see the dust just kind of shoots out below that catcher that they've got for it there. Okay, so this will give me an idea of exactly what it's off across the 14 inches, which is going to, be the easiest thing to measure. And they do have 4 screws that you loosen up. And then there's no easy way to adjust it. You kind of have to just tap it with your hand and go back and forth until you get it perfect. It's hard to just get it to move a hair, I will tell you that. So what I did is I wound up tapping it and cutting it and checking it until I finally did get to a point where it was really squared up. So there it is finally. I did get a nice square cut just by adjusting that one guide there.
Oh yeah.
So that worked out good, but it was very time consuming because I had to do it, so you can see several cuts, just because when you tap it a hair, it's really hard to control how much it moves. It would be nice if they put a screw on there to adjust it. But again, it does do a beautiful cut. And it just a hair short of that 14 inches. Do one more cut here and just check it, and everything is perfect. So now to see how accurate their miter locks are, I'm going to set it on 45. It has, locks at several different angles that you use constantly. And just take a piece of plywood and try cutting a 45 on that. Oh, it's such a sweet saw to use. It does have a little bit of kick when you pull the trigger to start it. And whenever you're checking this saw, always cut on the same side. Don't just cut and flip the pieces, because that's not right. They'll cut them both on the same side before you go back and check square on it. But I'm not sure if you can hear that blade actually ringing in the video. But once you shut it off and the brake goes on, the blade kind of makes like a church bell sound for a while. Resonates. So let's see, let's check these. And sure enough, that lock is perfect. So looks like once you set the squareness of it, all the angles are set too. Now I put the bag on here to try to use for the dust collection, but you can see the bag only got about half of the dust. Pretty much the bench behind it is totally coated, so I'll have to work my way through the dust collection once I get this all tuned up and everything, but it looks like it shouldn't be too hard to conquer, just the way the saw is built. Now, put a straight edge across all the fences and everything. Fences are all exactly 90 degrees and they're all perfectly in line. The table is flat across there. And then there's two extensions that you pull out and you just slide them out and they lock. Now, if you try to check them before they're locked, you can see they sag down some. But once you lock that little lever, back to being nice and flat. And the saw it's just smooth as silk. It's unbelievable how, nice and smooth this is for a big heavy saw. And it's got some depth stops there and stuff like that I'll get into probably more in another video once I get everything set up. But for now, I just wanted to, give you an idea of what this saw looks like and, just how that glide mechanism works. Kind of like two robotic arms working against each other. And then it does tilt 45 in either direction. You can see it took all the pressure I could put on two hands to move that lever. So that's another adjustment I'll be making. And I know that the stops are off just from checking the squareness. But I just wanted to show you that it does tilt 45 degrees in either direction. All the controls are up front. Locks are up front. So that makes it, really easy. And I'm just going to have to go through the book and, it looks like it's fairly easy to set the stops on this and get it nice and squared up. But that lock there is really too tight. Still do have to do some adjustments. And those fences, they slide right out when you want to go to 45. Loosen a little thumb screw back there, and they actually have a wire that holds them so that you don't lose them. But this, you can see this does tilt 45 in either direction, and it stays quite rigid while tilting and everything. So it looks like it's going to be a really great addition to the shop, and it's going to get me back into some, cabinet quality cuts on a saw like this. The Evolution's, it's a good saw for like framing and stuff like that, but just doesn't do precision cuts with the slower blade speed. I'm just going to grab a piece of walnut here and just kind of give you an idea. There you can see the sawdust, how it just completely misses that bag. Cut's nice, so I'll cut it, effortlessly. A little bit rough. You can see the blade teeth chattering there on the thicker wood, but I should solve that with a new blade. And definitely I have to adjust the stops on it. It really shows up in the thicker wood. So I think it's going to be a fantastic saw once I do get everything, lined up and squared up on it, because it just runs so smooth and so tight. So there's, that's pretty much what it looks like. And it does come with that clamp. Too bad the clamp doesn't have a quick release on it, so it'll slide quickly. But, it works, and I'll probably play with that in the long run. And also, it needs a zero clearance insert on the bottom. It's kind of tough seeing how it miters 45 degrees in either direction. That's why they've left it open. But I'll probably never really use that 45 degree angle, so I can make it tighter. And there it's got a depth stop if you want to cut dados or something like that. And there you can see how short that little dust stop is, and how nice the fences are all extruded and slide in each other. And it's got some adjustments there if you want to make the glide a little bit tougher to use. And that's it. And I think it's really a great buy at what Amazon has it on sale for this week. Now, I've heard some people say you can deflect these saws, but here it is. I'm pulling it all the way out, and I am really putting a lot of force on there to move it. This is much more rigid than any of the old shaft type saws that I've had, so I don't see that as being any kind of a problem. And you can see it takes up less space than the little old 10-inch saw there. And it's a much more powerful, better cut, and easier to use saw. So I just wanted to give you a first look, and once I get it all adjusted, new blade and everything, I'll, do another video about it and, let you see just how good it is. And I will put a link to the Amazon sale that's currently going on, and I'm not sure how long that will last. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.